Welcome back to the Youtini Show, your one-stop shop for all things going on in Star Wars. I'm Eric here tonight with Wes, and we have some fun stuff to talk about this week. Spaceballs enters production with some of the funniest Easter eggs we've seen in a long time. Star Wars Vision Season 3 hits us with an incredibly fun trailer, and Entertainment Weekly stuns with a ranking of the best Star Wars TV shows. We're going to see if we remotely agree. But last week, we had a ton of movie news with the trailer for Mandalorian and Grogu, as well as a look at Starfighter. So this week, we're keeping that trend going with Spaceballs. That's right, the sequel to the 1987 cult classic is entering production, and this week they released some key casting news along with a picture of the entire cast sitting in a circle that itself was a callback to a very niche Easter egg from Episode 7. And you know what? Let's start there. Wes, I think I know the answer to this, but do you know what this seemingly random black and white photo is referencing?
Yes. Is it The Graduate? Is it?
Yes, it's Dustin Hoffman in The Graduate.
Yes, I do actually. If anybody can, or anybody that's watching can see the image that I'm about to throw on the screen, we can see exactly what we're talking about here. So if. Oh, there you go. Right there. This guy.
There it is.
It's the original from episode 7, and that's the table read with all the actors. And I was looking through this, and I was like, oh, look at Daisy Ridley in her chucks, what it looks like, but they're not.
Yep.
And then I was like, oh, look at all these, like Mark Hamill. Look at there's Adam Driver.
There,
like just
JJ is there. Yeah, it's everybody.
Everybody's having a great time, actually. Except for Snoke over here, who's like he's just reading everything that's in there. But this is really cool. That was a really cool callback to this, because I haven't seen this picture, since it came out, or even before this movie came out, right? So they showed this years ago.
Yeah, and if y'all didn't see, Spaceballs this week did put out this new black and white picture that is almost the exact same layout. It's the same sitting positions. They clearly framed this photo perfectly for their first table read to immediately spoof the episode 7 table read. And I gotta say, I'm a huge fan of Spaceballs. I haven't watched it in a while, but I like the parody of it. Mel Brooks is an incredibly smart comedy writer. Obviously, there's no we're not breaking any ground here. But the fact that their parodying of Star Wars is now starting in pre-production to parody the pre-production of other Star Wars. I all of a sudden, I have so much more faith in this movie.
Same.
Because they are already starting to parody. And I also didn't realize when I saw this how much that original photo stuck in my mind, because I exactly knew what they were parodying. And I'm like, oh my God, remember 2015 when we were so, this would have been 2013, 2014, when we were just so ravenous for any kind of news about Star Wars again, that this photo was iconic. I remembered when it came out being like, oh my God, that's the new Star Wars cast. It really meant so much, and it made me realize how spoiled we are now with just the amount of photos we get and the amount of behind the scenes and the amount of projects we've had since then.
Right.
This was, hey man, there is one black and white photo of a cast, and that's the most we've gotten since Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, and this was the thing that kicked it all off, because we were what we don't really know what it's all going to be about. We could kind of have an idea, and then you see all of the actors sitting there, and you're like, oh my God, there's Harrison Ford. And as I'm looking back and forth between both of these images, so the original from 2015, 2014, whenever this was taken, that R2-D2 is in the box crate behind Harrison Ford, and in this new picture of the spoof, there's it looks like a Gatorade jug that's in the box behind, and then there's there's tall fire hydrants to the left in the back of the spoof. It's great. This is a lot of these
pizza for Pizza the Hut has a chair.
So
Mel Brooks
funny.
is on the iPad with his yogurt shoes. There's so much awesomeness in this for fans of Spaceballs and fans of the sequels, and I think this really shows that they're not just going to be crapping on Star Wars in the new one. Just like the original Spaceballs wasn't crapping on Star Wars. It's a lot of funny jokes, but it's clearly people that love all this stuff. So the fact that they're already being so intense about it, and they also showed there's the filming day, they had a slate, those little clapboards, and it said Spaceballs the slate, and it's they're already tongue-in-cheeking so much, and they also announced a casting piece of news that I know excited you, Wes, because I know you. Rick Moranis coming back out of retirement to play Darth Helmet. Darth Helmet.
And
Rick Moranis, man.
Rick Moranis is he had taken time off, right, to take care of his family because I think his wife had passed. So yeah, he hadn't been in any movies in a long, long time. And so he's come back to be Darth Helmet. I mean, if you can get, besides Bill Pullman, I guess, because he's pretty and John Candy, sadly. That's a big pull. Is Rick Moranis coming back as Darth Helmet?
Yeah. Wow. His last two movies were Brother Bear and Brother Bear 2.
I haven't seen any of those.
And he came back. It's pretty good. And then he came back for the Goldbergs. It looks like he did like a one episode that was a Spaceballs parody.
Okay, perfect.
Other than that, though, that was it. So this is a pretty big deal that he's coming back. I think that's really fun. And I saw Lewis Pullman, Bill Pullman's son, is coming on to be in it. So like, I think they're really gonna have a lot of fun with this. Clearly, there's some passion going into it, and I like that they're treating it. I don't know, not to get too cheesy with it, but like with a little bit of reverence. Like this is like a pretty big deal that they're really, going on this. And
there's gonna be a lot of rewatches of Spaceballs. Where can we watch Spaceballs? It's not on Disney Plus, is it? Is it on Disney Plus?
Oh, there's no. I feel like it's got to be like MGM Plus or something.
Yeah.
MGM
MGM Plus. They make you pay for an extra.
Oh wait, it's on HBO Max.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you're like me and you have HBO Max and your Disney Plus Hulu bundle subscription of whatever with no ads but no live TV, except maybe should I get live TV? I don't. Whatever. It's on HBO apparently right now. So if you haven't watched Spaceballs, go watch it because I mean, dude, if they're already spoofing production photos of Star Wars, they're going to be referencing all of Spaceballs. They're going to be referencing the original trilogy. Here's my question for you, Wes. 1987 is the last time we had a Spaceballs movie. We have gotten an absurd amount of Star Wars since then. Like all of the prequels, all of the sequels, all of the animated shows, all the live action shows, all of Star Wars except the first 3 movies happened since Spaceballs.
How?
What jokes do you want in there? Like what are some things you want to see in Spaceballs the sequel?
I think one of them is going to be the force shields whenever Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan were facing Darth Maul, and those force shields where they just stopped and did nothing.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good one.
Just keep coming on over and over and over again and be like, oh, come on. That's a good gag.
God, I mean, there's so much to pull from. How can they make this just into one movie? Because they're not going to... I don't think they might pull stuff from like other sci-fi movies, maybe a couple things from Star Trek, just to throw it, just to sprinkle it in there or whatever. But I mean, making this an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours long, there's so much to pull from. Like I don't understand how they would be able to make it flow well. I'm sure they will, but they could.
Also, it's hard.
They could easily make like a part 2.
Maybe. Spaceballs part 2, part 2. That'd be very Mel Brooks. Although Mel Brooks is like 97, man. You gotta
old.
but he's hanging out. He's still around. Plus, I mean, laughter is the best medicine, truly, and just being a good person, I guess. But like, I don't know, man. I feel like we've had so many parodies now of Star Wars, like with Family Guy and Robot Chicken, that have kind of like the one-to-one moments of it's gonna be this moment. Oops, it's not. And Spaceballs is so much more irreverent, like with Yoda being yogurt selling Spaceballs merch inside and then rewinding the VHS of Spaceballs in the movie to see what's going. Like there's so many weird metatextual things in it that I don't think we're gonna have like, force pulling a lightsaber and then it hits someone in the head and it's like, ooh, like maybe, but I wonder if they're gonna go like, do they make jokes about the script? Do they make jokes about like all the different changes? Like how meta are you allowed to get?
Galaxy's Edge. They bring Galaxy's Edge into it for some reason.
Oh my God, that'd be great. We gotta go to the Spaceballs, the theme park.
Yeah.
Oh, they already made that. They did, or something crazy like that would be fun. But I think we're in good hands. This picture alone, again, we've now had our second week in a row talking about a single picture from behind the scenes of a Star Wars adjacent movie. But I think we are in good hands with these folks. Clearly, they're treating it well. And I hope that, honestly, I hope they have a lot of this in the pre-production. I hope there's a lot of little points that are very clear ripoffs of sequel trilogy pre-production.
Even just like these pictures that they post on social media or something, that would be great. This is great advertising and great marketing to get people to watch.
Yeah.
And like Mel Brooks is like the one movie that I love is Robin Hood Men in Tights. And
Oh
like,
God,
and
so good, so good.
and so like there's a lot of pulls there from Robin Hood, Men of Thieves, or Prince of Thieves, and like there's and there wasn't a lot of background for me when I first watched it, and I loved it. And then after watching Robin Hood Men in Tights, I would watch regular Robin Hood, and I was like, "That's from Robin Hood, or that's from Men in Tights." They're like, no, it's the other way around. But I think it's gonna with Mel Brooks and what's the Josh Gad. I think,
Gad, yep. He's at the helm, essentially.
Yeah, I think they're gonna knock it out of the park. And
no question.
there's gonna be rewatches of Spaceballs, obviously, but it'd be super cool if they could put it into theaters for like a week, right? I would love to see it in the theater.
All of these theater re-releases are making money. Like,
yeah.
Like they got to keep doing like all the Sam Raimi Spider-Man are in theaters this week. I'm gonna go see Avatar: The Way of Water on Friday. I'm very excited. Like,
how long is that movie?
3+. You know what? Nope. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Avatar:
The Way of Water is 3 hours and 12 minutes.
Okay. It's been a long
second.
It's been a while since I've sat for 3 hours to watch a movie.
Good news, Wes.
Titanic.
This weekend you could go.
Yeah.
Also by James Cameron.
Yes.
There you go.
He likes the long ones.
Same guy. Spaceballs, not quite 3 hours, but yeah, that would be great. Do a little re-release in the lead up to this. Or again, even if it's like local drive-ins or something, like we have a drive-in that sometimes does like classic movies like Ghostbusters and stuff. I feel like they gotta throw Spaceballs in there.
Yeah.
It's just so fun. It's not exactly as family friendly as sometimes they want to go with it, but hey, come on. Have some fun. Learn about the Schwartz kids. It's very great. So Spaceballs, we'll keep you all posted.
Yeah, and have there been like pure comedies that have been released in the last like couple years? Not that I can think of. Might be like going right over my head or something, but I can't think of like pure comedies, because we were thinking about that the other day. Is like we were gonna watch a comedy this past weekend, and I was like, what is a new comedy that we could watch that we haven't seen? And I was just like, old school.
Like, you know who's getting a lot of them? Prime Video.
Really?
We're straight to Prime Video. There's like that John Cena one, like was it Ricky?
Oh, Ricky Stenicki.
Yeah, with him and Efron. Like I feel like Prime Video has become the place where like they do that. Sandler has a couple on there. There's like a J-Lo shotgun wedding, something I think Charlie and I watched. Like they're having a couple of those. So Netflix and Prime seem to be getting those, but I do miss the big ones in theaters. That said, not an ad, because we don't have that kind of pull. I did go see one battle after another this week in theaters, and it is an epic, great Paul Thomas Anderson movie, but it is also very hilarious, and you get to laugh with other humans around you. So shout out to that. Not Spaceballs, but also a great time. Spaceballs 2, though, is coming in 2027. So,
but just in 2027, we don't get like a seasonality of it.
Yeah,
maybe not.
Well,
that's fine.
Which will be hilarious. 2027 is gonna be massive, because I think we got like an Avengers movie coming that year. Starfighter's coming in May. Oh my God, come on! Put Spaceballs out then. If I can see Starfighter and Spaceballs 2 in the same weekend, that's a good day well spent at the AMC A-list.
Man, Spaceballs would be a great like Thanksgiving Day release, or like around that time.
Yeah. Watch some football and go watch Spaceballs.
Yeah, it's like I mean, we don't know how family friendly it's going to be. It's PG-13. Do we even know what the rating is? Yeah.
Guaranteed
Okay.
PG-13.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like if I don't know about a movie, it's PG-13. It's like by default.
Yeah. Okay.
At this point. So 2027, we got plenty of time left, and I'm sure we're going to get tons of promo for this. They are going to spend some money on this one, so getting very, very excited. All right, on that, we want to take a quick second to let you know that this week's episode is brought to you by Inkstone Books and their upcoming release of Yoda Dark Rendezvous from the Essential Legends collection. Yoda Dark Rendezvous will continue Inkstone's tradition of bringing back some of our favorite Legends books in exclusive, gorgeous hardcovers the way that only Inkstone can provide. Each copy of Yoda Dark Rendezvous will feature custom hardcover foiling, sprayed edges, and will be signed and numbered. Supplies are limited, but miraculously, as of recording, guys, there's still a few copies available. So head over to inkstonebooks.com today to make sure you can grab this incredible edition. Thank you so much to Inkstone for their partnership, and be sure to grab your copy of Yoda Dark Rendezvous today. And now, back to the show. All right, while the Mandogu trailer may have conquered most of the headlines last week in Star Wars, as Yoda said, there was another. For the last few years, few Star Wars projects have been as quietly successful as Visions. The animated anthology series has presented a stunning number of incredible projects, and at the end of October, they're coming back with some new originals as well as sequels to favorites from season 1. The trailer featured the trademark thrilling action the series is known for, as well as some sensational new character designs. So, Wes, let's start with the basics as always. What did you think of our first look at Visions Season 3?
First of all, the music is what gets me every time. This was like a more it was Star Wars themed, but it was like a more theatrical Star Wars, like get you like pumped to watch it. So I thought that the music that they added was fantastic. There were some callbacks to the duel that I saw on there. Like it was it wasn't like quite as smooth, which I like. The animation style, and then there were a couple like more like retro type animation ones that I saw with the starfighters, and then there
like that 80s Saturday morning animation a little bit.
And then I just saw there's just various things that I saw throughout the trailer, but the one that stuck out to me the most was like the transformer type thing that happened at the end, where like it was a starfighter, and then like the pieces of the starfighter came off and like conjoined this girl's body, and then she used that to like against the enemy. I was like, okay, you got my attention. Let's see how this goes. But yeah, it looks they definitely piqued my interest. So they did really good with this trailer.
Yeah. Really, really excellent work. And we had known previously going into this that we were getting sequels to The Duel, The Village Bride, and The Ninth Jedi. Coincidentally, I think 3 of my favorites from season 1. I don't think that's controversial at all. But the looks at them are really fun. My favorite part was, I think it looks like a Twilight villain, the Duel sequel, where she brings up her hand and then like 17 lightsaber blades pop out of it, and they're all like blocking blades and stuff. Like
yes.
That over the top stuff that was really fun about Vision Season 1. And I think I liked Season 2 a lot, actually. They went like more global with the animation studios. But now with Season 3 coming back to Japan, you can tell this is like straight up more traditional anime styles. These are the high thrills, high action. Yeah, if you're watching right now, this is the crazy lightsaber one. But they're just, I don't know, the kinetic action of these is so unlike anything else in Star Wars right now. And it should be. Like, I'm glad that this is a unique thing. Yeah. That they're not trying to be like anything else. But man, I'm still blown away that they're getting a season 3 that looks like this, because I remember after the first season came out, all of us were like, that was really good. Shame they'll never do that again. There's no way that's going to be successful.
And I'm trying to think, like, I don't know that any other IP does stuff like this. They do like where they take risks. Yeah, they take like risks and do it and then continue with seasons. So I think that's like, I know we talked about it, but it gives, creators, the chance to put their work out there for other people to see. And then they may not solely just harp on Star Wars for their portfolio, but it may much make you want to go check out and see what else they do in some other type of animation style. But I think touching with Star Wars is a great jumping off point. But I like having shorter like anime episodes, so it helps me get into some of the stories.
It's so true. Do it on a lunch break. Do it on that like slightly longer bathroom break than you should be taking at work, but you are anyway. Like get on that work Wi-Fi and pop out of Visions.
For sure.
Yeah, I think I love that they're doing it, and I also love that they released the cast list with this. Like we know all the titles of them, and we also know who's going to be in the English dub. A lot of names we know. A couple that I wanted to highlight. The first one is Jodie Turner-Smith, who played Mother Anastasia in The Acolyte. Awesome.
Yeah.
Love that she's coming back. A lot of the folks in The Acolyte, we don't quite know if they're, burned by the horrible racists of the world, but she's back. So clearly that was she feels good about the brand. I think she'll do a great job. George Takei of Star Wars fame. He, I believe, was in Vision Season 1 or 2 as well, so he's back. But I don't know, Wes. I felt that
I saw this name and I was like, "There's no way."
Who is it? Who's coming to Star Wars, Wes?
Steve Buscemi is coming to Star Wars, and he is. To be quite honest, he looks like a Star Wars character in all facets. Yeah, so I can definitely. I mean, his voice is pretty distinct too. So, like,
Bro, I thought of you immediately when like Wes is gonna see Steve. 'Cause the thing is, I don't care what his character is. The second they start speaking, I'm like, that's Steve Buscemi. What are we doing? Like, there's no masking. Ooh, who? Oh, it's Oppo Wadalipo. That's Steve Buscemi.
Yeah,
that is a New York firefighter in Star Wars
for sure. So that's awesome. Then you got like a guy that you would never really think to be in Star Wars, but yeah, I mean, some of his iconic movies for me, anyways, Armageddon, Crazy Eyes from Mr. Deeds. Like, he plays a lot of comedic roles. Yeah, played a lot of comedic roles. So, I think he's gonna do well. But yeah,
he's gonna be. He is in. I got the cast list up with me here. Let me see. Where is Buscemi? He is gonna be in Yuko's Treasure. A sheltered orphan teams with a street rat kid to rescue his droid caregiver and find a long-lost treasure. So
he's going to be in it, but we don't necessarily know his character?
Yeah, we don't know who he is yet.
Okay.
And this is at Kinema Citrus Company. They have two shorts.
He'd be a good droid. He'd definitely be a good droid in
Oh
voice.
my god, he's the caregiver droid. That would be the absolute best. I'm looking it up. I don't think. Okay. Oh no, they did The Village Bride. Okay, so they're very good. Yeah, they did the one with what was her name? The masked woman who was the Jedi with the gold blade and the high heels that like did the transforming thing in season 1. Anyway, so they're very exciting. So that's Steve Buscemi. He's coming in. I think like Freddie Highmore, who's like the kid in The Good Doctor, and like the Charlie in the Willy Wonka movie with Charlie Depp. He's gonna be in it. Like, they're getting a lot of people in this. I'm excited. I think it's gonna be a good group of folks, and I don't know. Visions, like I said, I feel like the problem with Visions, the only problem with Visions, and it's on me. I as a human, I err. I watch it, I'm like, this is great. And then I immediately forget about it. And I'm like, do I really like Visions that much? But then I watched it again in season 2. I'm like, this is awesome. And I forget about it again. Yeah. And then this trailer came out, and I'm like, Visions is great. And I feel like it's going to happen again. And I'm just going to watch it and forget.
Yeah.
But
whatever. I can be on the same. Yeah, I can be on the same plane with you on that one. So I just Googled Steve Buscemi Star Wars, and not a lot pulls up. But then I saw, obviously, there is a Wikipedia article that I just saw. Let's pull this up. And Erie Donta is impoverished after the events of the 19 ABY. He planned to sabotage the wedding of Luke Skywalker and Mara Jade with his compatriots. I don't know, Shalavan and these people. And he says he was loosely based on. He's appeared to be visually based on actor Steve Buscemi. Like, I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know that that's actually real or that's just somebody's interpretation. But this picture definitely looks like Steve Buscemi. Right?
Yeah, there's absolutely a photo reference that the artist used. And was like, I guess so.
Yeah.
Wow. So this will be his first official role in Star Wars. And I'm very excited for it. Visions does come out again at the end of October 29th. They'll probably drop on the same day. They're a blast. If you haven't watched Visions before, check out the first 2 seasons. Like Wes said, they're short, they're fun, they're all different. I don't love all the episodes. You don't have to love all the episodes. Again, they're all streaming. So pick the ones you want. And I'm just so glad that the creators are doing something fun and are having the freedom to do it. And I think this is, frankly, going to be really rad. I think we're going to get a sneakily good Star Wars fall and winter with Visions coming out, a couple books that are coming out right around then. I think it's going to be really fun. So go watch the trailer and keep an eye out.
October 29th.
29th. 29, as Schmidt would say. All right, now to end a fun, light week, I wanted to take a second today to look at our friends Entertainment Weekly. Because, y'all, one of the most fun parts about being a fan of anything from Star Wars to football is rankings. And this week, EW decided to rank all of the Star Wars TV shows from worst to best. Now, before we get into them, Wes, be honest, have you looked at these rankings in full? Do you, know what is on the list?
I don't. Okay, so I know what
Okay.
the last place ranking is, so
Okay.
there's that. And I know the
So
honorable
I'll ask you
mentions.
this then. Yeah, so I will ask you, gut check. What do you think might be near the bottom of the list, and what might be near the top, if you had to guess?
Okay. Star Wars
We'll
TV
take out
shows.
the bottom one.
Star Wars TV
Yeah.
shows.
Live action and animated. This is 14 shows that we're going to
Okay.
be going through today.
Okay, so I'm gonna say at the very top, which would be the I think there's 14, right? 14 that
Yep,
were on
yep.
this list. Say
Yep.
like 13, 14-ish. Sorry, JG, I'm gonna say Resistance is gonna
Okay.
be somewhere around there. Down at the
Yep.
bottom is obviously gonna be Andor. We're
Yep.
gonna put Andor in there.
I like that. Yep.
And then in the middle, I'm gonna say Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay.
And then towards the top, because it's TV. I know I already saw that like the unranked part was Star Wars droids and Star Wars Ewoks, so you can't add that in there, right? So
No,
that's
I'm not in
right?
there. These are they're on Disney Plus, and I think, let me check, because I have the list in front of me. I believe all of these are technically canon.
Okay. All right. And then towards the very top of the list, Mandalorian, obviously got to be
Okay.
there somewhere, right? I want Andor first, and then the Mandalorian.
Okay.
But I haven't seen it, so I have the list pulled up that we can look at, just to
We're gonna go one at
give
a
us a
time,
view.
and we're just
Go
gonna
one at a time.
We're gonna figure this out. This is always fun. A lot of these like Entertainment Weekly, Hollywood Reporters will put these out. There's like a slow news cycle, and this is the stuff that you talk about with your friends. We talk about this all the time, so I thought it would be fun. We're gonna go through. We're gonna react live. I have seen the list, but I have not gotten my full thoughts out yet. And then at the end, we're gonna have a little fun ranking exercise of our own. So stay tuned. But Wes, start us off with we'll go either or here. We'll swap. What's number 14 on the list?
Number 14 is Young Jedi Adventures 2023 to present. I can see why this would be at the end, mostly because this is more geared towards kids and not a lot of people watched it.
Yep.
So that could be one of the reasons why it's towards the end. But I would think that this was kind of be, I guess it's probably a good spot. I wouldn't think it was to be the worst, but and I say the worst, it's towards the end.
The least
Right. It's
good.
the least
But yeah,
good,
I think just as a kid's show, I think a lot of these look to be pretty narratively sound, and it's fun. The High Republic as a whole, we're gonna see as the years go on how successful it was. But critically wise, it seemed like kids liked it. But as opposed to some of the other animated shows we'll see, it didn't seem to break that barrier.
Yeah.
So that's number 14. Number 13 is the Book of Boba Fett. This is, I would say, I don't know if I would put it second to last, but I do think that it pretty fairly holds the belt for the most disappointing Star Wars show.
Yeah.
I think that the potential of this was so great. Some of the episodes were phenomenal. Like the Tusken flashback episode was great. The Mandalorian episode was really great, bringing Cobb Vanth, Cad Bane. Like, there was so much cool stuff.
The
in
Crate
this.
Dragon. I mean,
The Crate Dragon.
come
Like,
on.
I don't know. I think that unfortunately, though, it just kind of stumbled. So,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I put it this far down, but 13. All
Okay.
right.
Number 12. Star Wars Resistance.
Sorry,
Sorry, Digi. But it
Just
beat
the full- every
out
single
two others. Beat out two others. But this is a different anime style that I didn't particularly like. I think a lot of people say that they don't particularly like the Rebels animation, and I really like it. So everybody, has their own cup of tea. But Star Wars Resistance number 12, I can kind of agree with that. Because it only had 2 seasons. Maybe if it had another season, they really did touch on some of the First Order stuff that nobody's ever really touched on around that time. So I thought that was a good implementation of what they can use to make bigger storylines out of the sequel trilogy that we didn't get to see. So it made the list.
It is a show.
Yes.
I was so excited when Resistance came out. Like, I had it on my calendar. I loved how bright and colorful the art was. The idea of starship pilots being at the center and racers and like this kind of new side of Star Wars. I was really excited about it. And unfortunately, it also skews a little younger. And for me, I think I fell off because I just didn't love Kaz as a protagonist. I thought he was a little too bumbly.
Yeah.
But a lot of people really love how it evolved, when the Colossus really kind of ascended, became a ship, was really good. And hey, if nothing else, a lot of these characters can be found now in Star Wars Unlimited.
Yeah.
And they are Cass is a decent leader. Major Von Reg's a leader. Like, they did some good work. So it lives on, Resistance. Good try. Good try. Number 11. Now, I want to argue this one, but I also am not sure what I put it up above. This is the Star Wars Tales series. Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Empire, Tales of the Underworld. They're putting them all in one. I really like these shows. I think that they are really nice little nuggets of stories that we didn't get, that didn't need full series. I think that some of those Dooku episodes, especially the last one with Yaddle, was really heartbreaking. I think the Ahsoka one where she's learning how to like fight with Anakin, and you realize how that Sailor from RCT6 is great. The Barra stuff is cool. I get why it might not be as loved, just because, again, it's a little more short bursts here and there, and it's a little harder to latch on to. I don't know.
I get it.
It
I
hurts,
get
though.
why.
It hurts being this low.
Yeah, I get why it's low. It's kind of like Clone Wars adjacent, so you can't really put it above Clone Wars because it's like part of Clone Wars. It's not actual Clone Wars, so they're not gonna they're not gonna give it its due. But I mean, giving it its own, I guess its own like series here to be put into the list is great.
Yeah.
But like I would kind of lump these together with Clone Wars, I guess.
All right. Well, I think I got a feeling it might be a hot net before we see those. But let's let's see what's next. So number 10, we're
number 10,
last of the double digits.
Star Wars: The Bad Batch, number 10.
Get out.
10 out of
Get
14.
Out.
Wow,
10?
that is over. Even the live action that we had, because we don't have a lot of live action, but there's quite a few animated, and this is like one of the best animated series, especially
season 3 of the Bad Batch was incredible,
especially with the camera angles that they put together. We talked about ad nauseum because they looked like there was a person there filming with the rolly camera that was like going back with them and everything. It was, I thought that was a fantastic show. I would think this was more like geared towards top 7.
Yeah,
at the worst.
I know we got a lot of good ones, but I don't know. This shows though. I think animation still just for some reason isn't as respected now, because some of the older ones are going to be higher, like Rebels and Clone Wars. Clearly, still have a ways to go. But I don't know. This one, Bad Batch rules. Bad Batch rules.
I mean, and they had no spoilers. There's a huge moment where somebody isn't there anymore. Like, that killed everybody. You're like, oh my God, I can't believe
there anymore. Oh. Did they unalive Wes?
Maybe. They could have. They could have. So yeah, like
justice for Bad Batch.
In an animated series is it to boot too. So they made it more adult, I guess, with that particular those particular episodes. So all right. Number 10. All right.
I don't love that.
Whatever.
All right. Number 9. Okay. All right. So Skeleton Crew. Number 9. Hogwash, I say. Absolute hogwash. This series was so good, and the only reason I think you put it lower is that you didn't watch it, or you assume that there are kids in it, and it's not as good. The visuals, the storytelling, the arcs, the acting in these, like, God, that one episode where like KB and Wim are like talking about like she has to like restart herself and stuff. It's like harrowing, the ship coming out of the ship. Like, we have such great stories. Jude Law's in it.
Jude Law is in it, and you gave him 9.
Jude Law's in it.
I saw it. Like, just a skew there. I saw like this other show that's coming out. I forgot what it was, but I saw Jude Law. And I was like, oh, Jude Law's in it. It must be good.
Jude Law's in it.
So
I also haven't watched that, but Jude Law is in it.
Yeah, and you said, either somebody or they didn't watch, or because it's so new, it doesn't get its due because it hasn't been around for people to review as much. I mean, but whatever. That's not.
This bottom half.
Watch it. That's
the bottom half, man.
I know.
That's not right.
All right.
All right. What's
number 8? Obi-Wan Kenobi. I I said it was in the middle, so like 7, 8. That's probably about
Yeah,
where I
this
would
is-
think it would be.
I think this
That's
is
probably
right.
yeah. I think this is right too.
I like Obi-Wan more than most people, honestly.
Me
But if
too.
we're counting all of the stuff together, I think that so far there's maybe a couple that I would probably put below it. But overall, I think this is still really good. It lies heavily on Ewan, which is great. I think at the time it was still unbelievable, that feeling of going back to these moments, and I think he still nails it. But there's some issues
Yeah.
here and there. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at 8.
I don't either. But I think I thought it'd be a little higher just because of the Vader scenes and how they brought back
God.
Hayden Christensen and
Anakin is
oh my God, it was so perfect. I loved
Yeah.
that part. But it did
One of the
feel
best.
kind of closed off the show itself because it was I felt like it was shot in a studio. That's the only thing. But the story,
it does feel small.
yeah, and the story was great. So I mean, I agree with where it's at.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. We're good with that.
Number 7.
All right, number 7. What do we got? Ahsoka. Interesting.
Yes. Because
Interesting.
its show's not over yet, and it says 2023 to present.
Yeah, season 2 is like currently filming or wrapped. I think just wrapped.
Mhm.
Rosario Dawson put out a photo this week, I think, of the wrap party. Bryce Dallas Howard said she directed 2 episodes. I don't know. I haven't gone back and rewatched Ahsoka, and it's one of those that I know I had a good time with, but is compared to some of these other, like I'd probably put Obi-Wan above it personally, myself. I'd put Bad Batch above it as well, I think. But also that's a closed circuit, so maybe we'll see what season 2 does.
Yeah, I agree
It's
with
also
you.
one of those that felt a little small, but I think season 2 will probably expand. I mean, I'm a huge Rebels boy, so like getting Ezra back, Hera, like all that stuff was really interesting, even though Hera looked a little odd time to time. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
To
Maybe
me,
a little
like
lower, maybe a
there's
little
season 1 just set up a bunch of stories and we don't know the payoff yet. So I guess putting it here might be like, what if Ahsoka season 2 is just like knocks it out of the park, right? So I imagine they're not gonna do this ranking again for another 5-10 years, if at all. But I think that just because all these stories have not been hashed out, this is probably a spot to put it. Like I agree with you. I think Bad Batch was better. I think Obi-Wan Kenobi was better.
Yep.
So it's
interesting.
Yeah. Agree to
Interesting.
disagree. On to number
All right.
6.
Number 6, what do we got?
Star Wars Visions.
Hey! Okay.
Okay.
You know what? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That
that whole last segment we did, that's what we think about it.
Yeah, there you go. Star Wars, yeah, that is a good spot to put it.
That's
I think
cool.
better than
That's cool.
the bottom half is where this is at. So
Yes.
that's a good place to put it. So because it touched on so many different parts of Star Wars, it just from episode 1 through episode 9. So I think this is probably a really good spot, and especially since the season 3 is coming out, more people will watch it.
Okay. I like that. I like that.
I think I just spoiled
All right.
number 5, but
Number 5. The Acolyte. Okay. Also, you know what? I also don't hate this.
Me
I
neither.
really enjoyed The Acolyte. I really like, for me, it's probably my number 3 live action show. I would put Skeleton Crew above it. Skeleton Crew is down. It's at 9. We've been over that. But The Acolyte, as a show, as an acted show, as a storytelling show, as an action show, was really freaking good. I will forever be so sad that all the crazy garbage that went along with it, with people just being awful on the internet about it, 1, was terrible to all the creators, but 2, also I think robbed us of really cool lore discussions.
yeah.
Because you couldn't have a discussion about what you thought about the Stranger, what you thought about Chimera, what you thought about the possible corruption of the Jedi and the Senate. Like, it posed a lot of interesting questions, but the fandom was robbed of having that because you couldn't voice anything that you thought, because you either had to love the show all the way because you had to make sure those racists would shut up, or you hated it and had to never shut up about that.
Yeah.
So as a show, though, in a vacuum, this is not a bad spot. I think it's a piece of Star Wars content. This ain't bad.
Yeah, I agree. It could be so much better if they got extended the season to season 2,
God,
but
it was right there till you could see it.
I know.
That is really the Star Wars project where I'm like, oh man, you easily had so much more. You were probably promised more. Like, we knew what was going to happen, but the show that we got, I think it's great. I would probably, because it's over, I might put it lower just because it's unfinished through no fault of its own.
I would say
Again,
Acolyte
Bad Batch,
unfinished.
Skeleton Crew.
Yeah, unfinished.
Yeah.
A lot of fan films, I'm sure, would be produced after this, just so they can kind of hopefully finish up what they thought would have been created, especially with what we thought Darth Plagueis. Oh my gosh,
God.
such a great moment. Yeah, I agree. But number 5, when you say top 5, usually when you're saying like, what are your top 5? Is your top 5 versus top 3? So top 5 is, I think, it's pretty high praise.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. We got
Top 4.
the top 4 big hitters. What's number 4?
Star Wars Rebels.
Yes!
I wholeheartedly agree. I love
Yes!
Star Wars Rebels.
I love Rebels.
Yeah,
I love Rebels.
I think this is a it's a perfect spot for where this should be. Is number 4. I remember watching Star Wars Rebels live when it came on like the regular Disney Channel on cable streaming.
Yes,
but
Disney XD as well.
It was
man.
season 3s when I got into it, and I've watched it multiple times in the season. So I've only seen Clone Wars maybe 1.5 twice, I guess, because there's so many damn episodes. But Star Wars Rebels, man, they incorporated all kinds of like action sequences, especially with the one sequence where I spoiled it for Charlie. I think I did like years ago. The episode where Kanan stops, the explosion, and then then something happens. So
my God.
that was like
remember
that was like 4 years
rough.
ago. I felt so bad.
rough.
I felt so bad, but such a good show. It explores a lot about the Force, because a lot of it is Ezra trying to learn and like become a Jedi through the teachings of Kanan and others. And so I think this show is one of my favorites. So I'm biased, I guess, for this number 4.
That's what I was going to say, actually. I think that Rebels is actually the Star Wars project that goes the deepest into Force lore and canon, period. I mean, we're talking about holocrons, we're talking about the Bendu, we're talking about like the Loth Wolves and how they walk through the world between worlds. Like everything that people on the internet like to make fun of Filoni for doing now and like putting in everything was original in Rebels and was groundbreaking and was beautiful and incredible and really showed a lot of those battles on the ground that we see in Andor. That was in Rebels. Like these were the on the ground resistances. Ezra's evolution is so great because he starts out super annoying, but then we get evil buzzcut Ezra, and he's like really going through like, is he gonna turn evil? Like, is his master gonna have to put him down? Like, what's gonna happen to this young kid, to this family? Like, I think that the term, my hot take is, I think the term found family is a little overused in Star Wars. There's a little bit of a buzzword to like sell stories. This is the one though.
Yeah.
This is I call it Star Wars Firefly, is what it feels like. You're on a ship. Like the Ghost is up there with the Falcon. Come at me in the comments if you want, as far as Star Wars ships go. Absolutely love it. It is the most true to Lucas's mythology and McQuarrie's original art style that we get. So,
yeah.
Hell yeah, Rebels. I also peeked at number 3. Let's go to number 3 because this is right in concert with it. It's Clone Wars.
Yeah.
It is hard to deny what Clone Wars is. I think that people can say, oh, this episode wasn't good, or oh, there's certain ones that I think are silly. Okay, man, but it literally is, I think, the project more than anything else that redefined what Star Wars means for anyone, I don't know, under the age of 50. I think that it is like,
that's true.
It seriously took the era that was maligned by people that could have killed it and redefined what the Clone Wars as a cycle meant, what the galaxy meant. Now we have way more time with Ahsoka, Maul. We know who Rex is. Obi-Wan and Anakin's relationship fully fleshed out.
Yes,
and,
yes.
I mean, all that is before the absolute miracle that is Season 7. That Caesar Mandalore arc is up there with any Star Wars film.
Yeah.
Pretty easily.
And that gave us our Star Wars from 2008 to 2014, right? It just gave us all those, like, what happened? Because they said that the Anakin was this great general, but we only saw him as a Padawan and then as a Jedi. Not a master, but a Jedi. And that was it. We were like, how did he learn all this? And they just like gave us hundreds of episodes.
This is show, don't tell.
Yeah.
Earnestly. This is, hey, instead of just putting it all in exposition that George did, this is how it all worked out, and this is what a galactic war looks like.
Yes. I mean, we didn't like we would originally have seen like all the galactic battles and stuff in the video games, right? So we would see it, but when you watch it on film, you don't have to go through all the video games like it's a chore to go through video games or something. But yeah, this is I agree, number 3, because if the number is 1 and 2 are what I think they are, then this is where it needs to be.
Yeah, you might absolutely nail it. But I think Clone Wars is that one. Like, honestly, at this point, when you're with Clone Wars and Rebels, like, it's a mood thing for me. What I want to watch, what I want to be around. But for the totality of the work and just the technological advancement of Clone Wars, like, it changed animation forever in what was possible. And I will say, I think Clone Wars is still the truest example of Lucas's vision. Like, if he was asked and he could only have one thing, I think it's Clone Wars.
Yeah. So
all right, number 2. Let's see if you're right.
I think because Entertainment Weekly tried to reach a broad audience, I think the next one is going to be Andor. I think it's going to be Andor.
Let's see. I hope not.
Oh, it's not. It's the Mandalorian. Yes.
Oh,
all right.
Yeah.
Good.
We're like happier for Andor because it's just, but let's talk about Mando.
We haven't seen number 1. Maybe Andor didn't even make the list.
It's so good. It defies lists.
Yeah. But this is, yes, The Mandalorian gave us first live action. And a lot of the things that we didn't think that were going to be in a live action show, you're like, The Mandalorian, what is this, Boba Fett? No, it's not Boba Fett. What is this, Baby Yoda? Like, created this giant cultural phenomenon that we now know has blossomed into the Mandalorian Grogu movie that's coming out. But I think this was Jon Favreau's like epitome of Star Wars that he in his eyes. And the first season was magical. So good, the first season.
I have such a complicated relationship with this show. Season 3 did such a number on me. I was really not a fan of it. That it kind of hurt the earlier seasons. And now that I've seen stuff that I love so much, including a show that we're going to talk about here in a bit, it is hard for me to look back and be like, well, where would I put it? Like, currently, if everything was coming out right now, I put Mandalorian decently lower. I put it below probably most of the other live actions, other than maybe like Book of Boba Fett and maybe Ahsoka. We could talk about. But like, I think when you're making lists like this, as a Star Wars fan, it does behoove you to add in the context of what happened. Like, The Mandalorian straight up saved Star Wars, I think. 100%. I think that when it came out, this was right after Episode 9 happened. Regardless of your feelings about The Rise of Skywalker, whether you liked it or didn't, it was the most fractured that Star Wars had been. It was a true box office, not bomb, but like disappointment. Solo was a bomb, even though I love that movie. Rise of Skywalker ended the saga in a really weird way. COVID was coming up.
COVID years.
What was going to happen? And then The Mandalorian came out, and it was such a unifying, magical moment. Like, that first year of Mandalorian where we're like, oh my God, this character's amazing. The writing feels real. This is gritty. It got nominated for Best Drama. Grogu became the most recognizable figure in Star Wars. I think it is arguable that other than Darth Vader, Grogu is now the most recognizable Star Wars character in the world. I think it's very possible. We'll find out with the movie, honestly.
Yeah.
But as a whole, I think that it deserves respect. I would not put it this high just as a show, but I think it deserves a lot of respect.
Yeah. Everybody was at home. Everybody was locked away. So that's why movies, motion pictures weren't being created. So they had TV series, and this really it hit at the right time. It's almost like
perfect.
It hit at the right time. So that's probably why this got such high praise, I think, at number 2. But I also agree at number 2 just because of that certain aspect there, is because it hit at the right time, and Baby Yoda is Grogu, whatever you want to call him. That is kind of swayed the voting, I think, on EW's side.
And like it or not, it changed Star Wars forever. Now, the movie, I think, is really going to be a test to see what it does. I hope that it's great. That trailer was a lot of fun.
It was.
But it's very influential. Now, number 1. Of course. It's
Of
not only the
course.
best Star Wars series. It is not only the #1 ranked EW. It is the Emmy nominated. It is the life changing. It is the Tony Gilroy passion project. It is Andor. And was there ever a question? Absolutely not. Yeah, this is the best Star Wars product there's ever been.
Yeah. If it wasn't Star Wars, it would be one of the best shows that I've seen to date.
Correct.
Correct. Putting it
this
as
is Breaking Bad, Mad Men level greatness.
Yeah, labeling it as Star Wars in Star Wars pictures and you ranking it, this would obviously be #1, right? But like, because it's not inherently Star Wars with Jedi in every single episode and the Force and everything, this is the nitty gritty of what actually happens throughout the Star Wars galaxy. There's not just the Jedi, there's not just the Sith, and like a lot of the emotions and stuff, it's everyday emotions and the stuff that's going on in the world now that's kind of been placed into these storylines has made people think that this is like, it gives people perspective of what's going on, especially. So,
and it is great artists all at the top of their game. Writing, acting, cinematography, production design is all handled with such care that really isn't seen in any other project. It's not even close.
Yeah.
And it is such an outlier that I have to constantly distance myself from it when thinking about any other project because it seems like it's a different genre. I can do that with other shows that aren't like Breaking Bad and stuff like that. I have to put Andor in that category, but I'm so glad that it's getting the respect it deserves. #1, good job, Entertainment Weekly. I don't agree with everything, but you did good. Now, you know what you all care about more than Entertainment Weekly's rankings? It's the Wes Jenkins ratings. Because everyone, what we're going to do to end tonight, we're going to do a blind ranking exercise. What I have in front of me is a list of 5 Star Wars shows. Wes has not seen it. He's going to rank them 1 through 5, 1 being the best, 5 being the worst. We're going to go through one at a time. However, he does not know what's coming next. So, Wes, you have to assign what you think your ranking would be. And not knowing what I'm going to tell you. So maybe, okay, gave something great. Don't mess it up. And then at the end, we'll see how right you were. So,
all right.
#1, I'm going to keep a little note to myself here as well. Your first, I shouldn't say #1, the first show, Skeleton Crew.
Skeleton Crew.
1 through 5.
1 through 5. Oh, man. Skeleton Crew, I'm going to rank as 3. I'm going to put him at 3.
3. Okay.
I'm going to write it down that way.
Bet.
Yeah, so I can see this. Okay, here we go. Skeleton Crew. Let's do it.
#3. Very solid. As you heard, we're both fans of it. But there's definitely some good ones on the board. All right, #2, Clone Wars.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
All right.
What are you doing?
How do you give me Clone Wars and you leave out Andor, you leave out The Mandalorian? How do you do that? Clone Wars, Clone Wars, Clone Wars. I'm putting Clone Wars at 2. I'm putting Clone Wars at 2. Oh, man. Damn it. Now I want to put Skeleton Crew at 4 and Clone Wars at 3. All right. Clone Wars at 2. Clone Wars at 2.
Oh, we're going to do these every week now. This is great. All right. Your third option, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay. Obi-Wan Kenobi, I'll put at 5. That'd probably be easy.
Okay.
Obi-Wan Kenobi at 5.
Okay. That's fair. And you were talking there was plenty below that. It was right in the middle. So you risk some of those lower ones. So we'll see how it turns out. #4, Visions.
Oh, well, no. Visions at 4. Oh man, I love Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Vader scene. The Vader scene is really, that would make me want to put it at 4 over Visions. But I think Visions at 4. Visions at 4. I'm not gonna put it at 1. Okay. God. Yeah.
Your 1 is open.
Let's see. My 1 is open. So Visions at 4.
Okay.
But let me backtrack. 1. So #2, I have Clone Wars. #3, I have Skeleton Crew. #4 is Visions, and 5 is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
All right.
What is my best?
How do you feel about that so far?
It's my best.
How do you feel about just at 2 to 5?
I would switch Obi-Wan Kenobi and Visions right now.
Okay.
But I think those are the only 2 that I would change for now. I hope the first
Your #1,
resistant.
and I wrote these all ahead of time, I swear. #1, you have The Mandalorian.
All right, okay.
So well done.
Yeah, well, I did pretty good. I think I did okay. All right.
You did okay. So it's only one swap. That's not bad. That's not bad.
That's
so.
not bad.
Yeah,
now that after we talked, oh well, God, the Mandalorian and Clone Wars are kind of neck and neck now. Now that we had this little discussion, although the Mandalorian was like it was a big TV show like smash hit for Star Wars. Brought, like you said, brought everybody back to Star Wars. Hit at the right time, but I think the story itself and the stories that we got from Clone Wars is better for Star Wars as a whole than in the Mandalorian itself. But I think I'm okay. I'm good with this. I'm good with this list. I'd like to play this game again, actually, in another episode.
We absolutely will. Excellent. Okay. And let us know also in the comments of this video if you want more blind rankings. These are fun. I love doing these. And as I was putting together the EW list, I was like, you know what? We should put each other in a spot. So, especially as there's weeks where we might have slightly less official stories, we are going to get back to doing some rankings of our own. We're going to do some favorites. We're going to do some blind ranks. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, but we got to make Wes sweat a little bit on the Monday night too, which is a lot of fun.
I was
you heard that panic.
I was like, what could one be? Like if you had put like the Ewok thing, I'm like, crap, now I gotta watch it. Now I have to to eat my conscience and have myself watch it so I can sleep better tonight.
Oh, blessed. Oh man. All right. Well done, man. Well done. We'll see what happens next week. We'll bring back some of these. But for now, friends. Cool. You gotta wait, because that is gonna do it for this week's episode of the Youtini Show. Thanks so much for hanging out. We will be back next week to tell you all things going on in Star Wars, whether it is a trailer, whether it is an announcement, whether it's just a fun old list. We will be here. Until then, have a great week, and as always, may the Force be with you.